to be making scrambled egg. As with all cooking, it is a form of chemistry. Chemical bonds are broken and other bonds are formed. Any aspiring chemist should be able to make a half-decent scrambled egg. One large egg contains 6 grams of protein. There are many different proteins.
There are also these amino acids.
These amino acids contribute to the high nutritional value of chicken eggs, making them an excellent source of complete protein for human consumption.
We want to chop a piece of butter.
While raw eggs can be consumed, they carry a risk of salmonella infection. To avoid this, use pasteurized eggs and maintain good food preparation hygiene, or like a normal person, you can simply cook the egg.
Next, we take 1 slice of seeded sourdough bread and we put this in the toaster.
These are folded amino acids. Upon heating, these curled up chains begin to break bonds, allowing them to become unfolded chains that can then go on to bond with each other, forming the curds of scrambled egg. This is somewhat related to the concept of polymerization, but not exactly the same. Proteins such as ovalbumin and lysozyme unfold or denature and bond with each other, forming a gel-like structure. These are not like long polymer chains, but like a network of different bonding interactions such as hydrogen bonds, ionic bonds, and disulfide bonds. An egg, excluding the calcium carbonate shell, consists of 74% water, 13% protein, and 11% fat. The remaining 1% is a mixture of various minerals. Calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, selenium. Some of these are found as free ions, like in the case of potassium and sodium. The calcium is found as calcium carbonate, which, as well as making up the shell, exists within the egg to help strengthen the bones of a growing chicken embryo.
Magnesium and phosphorus are found together as magnesium phosphate. Selenium is found as selenoproteins. Iron is found as heme iron associated with hemoglobin and myoglobin, and also as iron bound to proteins. Now that we know what's in an egg, let's get to cooking our scrambled egg. I will tell you more about the chemistry as we go. For a good scrambled egg, you want to break the egg in the cold pan with a moderate amount of butter. Don't season your egg at this point, as it will turn the egg a gray color. This happens due to sulfur from the sulfur-containing amino acids in the egg white reacting with the iron present in the yolk. Adding salt early causes the egg to release more water and the proteins to denature more quickly, increasing the availability of the sulfur to react with the iron, forming ferrous sulfide, which is grayish-green in color. These sulfur-containing proteins are also responsible for toxic and bad-smelling hydrogen sulfide gas being released when the egg goes off, as well as bacteria phenomenon that we won't get into. There are other bad-smelling sulfur compounds that can form. The selenium analogues of these compounds can also potentially form. These would likely smell even worse, so always use fresh eggs. If eggs are kept in the fridge, they can remain fresh for between 3 to 5 weeks from the day of purchase, but always check the expiration date to be sure. This is usually found on the egg carton or sometimes on the egg itself, although this practice varies by country and producer. Sometimes you will see a Julian date, which is a 3-digit number between 1 and 365. 001 for January 1st and 365 for December 31st, telling you the date that the eggs were packed. Other times you might see a sell-by date. If you don't keep your eggs in the fridge, they will only remain fresh for 1 to 2 weeks. Let's start cooking. First, put the stove onto a medium-high heat and begin gently heating the pan with our egg and butter inside. Don't whisk too much, as this can introduce too much air. As the pan heats up, the protein coagulation will begin to happen at the surface of the pan.
And it is starting to
You want to continuously scrape the curds from the bottom and also keep occasionally removing from the heat.
Need to put some more gas. We continue to heat this gently while scraping the base to remove the coagulated egg and expose more uncooked egg.
The worst thing you can do is is overcook the egg or cook it too fast. This will result in a rubbery texture.
And scrape the bottom from the outside to the middle. Occasionally removing from the heat so that it doesn't get too hot and you don't cook too quickly. That is our toast done. Our egg is getting close. Back onto the heat.
You can take the egg off the heat when it looks like this. The egg will continue to cook in the hot pan and even somewhat as the egg is cooling down, so it is best to remove the egg just a bit early and put it straight on a plate.
You can remove from the heat and serve. And this is perfect. Add a little bit more salt and a bit of pepper. Yes, very good. I still haven't perfected it, but I've been getting better. Today's is pretty good. Very good.
In chemistry terms, this is egg protein coagulation.
As with all cooking, it is a form of chemistry.